Adam, yet another Toyota has been recalled officially today, the much celebrated Prius. Yet Toyota keeps saying they have this situation under control. Do they have this under control at all?
That's the fundamental problem that Toyota faces right now. This is the third recall that they've had in the last few months. First with the floor mats, then the stuck pedals, and now there's a problem, it turns out, with the brakes on the Prius. At every point, Toyota is saying, this is it, we've got it under control, we've answered all the questions, and then a new problem crops up. And in the consumer's mind and in future consumers' minds, this is just raising an uncertainty around the brand that for decades was kind of a sure thing, quality, reliability.
You know, it's interesting to me that now we're getting an indication, and we don't know for sure, that perhaps there's a problem in the software, particularly in the Prius. If that turns out to be true, how much of a bigger of a problem is that than any of the individual problems we've seen?
I think it would be a huge problem, and the reason that question is out there is because not everybody is satisfied by the answers of the pedal design. So they're wondering, cars are rolling computers right now, and everything is electronic. So people are saying, is there a problem there? That's harder to recreate. To me, the story's moving. It reminds me a little bit of airplanes when you get on a flight and they tell you to turn your cell phone off because we don't know what effect it might have on the plane's electronics. There's a little bit of that question suddenly over these cars. Is there something going, some interference, some sparks that happen that throws it off? That's a much bigger question and would be a much bigger problem for Toyota, and actually would sort of raise questions about other cars too, because so many of them use these systems that rely so much on electronics now.
Now, hearings have been scheduled for Wednesday in Washington, canceled, I believe, because of snow,
yes.
Right? Just give us briefly an idea of what those hearings were to accomplish and what they'll be looking at when they do begin.
Well, certainly the focus is going to be on Toyota, and I think a lot of people are going to be asking tough questions about Toyota, but I also think that NHTSA, part of the DOT that investigates safety.
And tell us what NHTSA is.
National Highway Traffic and Safety Administration, that they're going to be on the hot seat as well, because Ray LaHood, the Transportation Secretary, has come out very forcefully about Toyota and its handling of this. DOT officials got on a plane to fly to Japan to deal with this, but people do have questions about NHTSA's handling of the Toyota safety problems going back not just months but also years, and whether there were opportunities there to spot this sooner than they could have and did.
So it's a question: is this another Securities and Exchange Commission that could have seen the financial meltdown coming and didn't, and perhaps the Transportation Department could have seen some of these problems coming and didn't?
Yes, and the other analogy too is the FAA. When there's a plane crash, people say, couldn't the FAA have spotted this? And perhaps there was a problem in the records, the maintenance records of an aircraft. We always want our safety agencies to be looking over the shoulder of every person who works at the actual companies. There isn't enough manpower to do that, of course, but there are instances, there have been opportunities, our reporting has shown that, where there were clear problems, and I think a lot of people are saying that they could have asked tougher questions and they didn't at the time.